In the murky waters of Louisiana's bayous, ancient predators that once ruled the swamps alongside dinosaurs are now carefully tended by farmers in climate-controlled facilities. These magnificent creatures, once feared as fierce, cold-blooded killers lurking in the shadows of remote wetlands, have become the backbone of a thriving agricultural industry, generating billions of dollars globally. From the luxury fashion houses of Milan to the finest restaurants in New York, Crocodile leather and meat command premium prices that would make any farmer's eyes light up with possibility. The transformation of these apex predators from wild threats to valuable livestock represents one of the most remarkable success stories in modern sustainable agriculture. But have you ever wondered how millions of crocodiles are raised, cared for, and processed to create some of the world's most sought-after leather goods and exotic cuisine? The journey from hatchling to harvest reveals a fascinating world where ancient reptiles meet cutting-edge agricultural technology, creating opportunities that are reshaping rural economies across the globe. The crocodile farming industry spans continents, with operations flourishing in Australia, Thailand, Singapore, South Africa, and the United States, each region specializing in different species and products. Australia leads the world in sophisticated crocodile farming techniques, raising primarily saltwater crocodiles that can grow to massive sizes, while Thailand focuses on Siamese crocodiles prized for their uniform skin patterns. In Louisiana, American alligator farms have transformed from conservation efforts into profitable enterprises, with farmers working closely with wildlife agencies to maintain sustainable populations. The global crocodile leather market alone is valued at over $2 billion annually, with demand consistently outpacing supply as luxury brands seek the durability and unique texture that only genuine crocodile skin can provide. What makes this industry particularly fascinating is how it bridges conservation with commerce, as many crocodile farms actually contribute to wild population recovery through breeding programs and habitat preservation efforts. Modern crocodile farming bears little resemblance to the risky ventures of early pioneers who simply captured wild animals and hoped for the best. Today's operations are sophisticated agricultural enterprises, employing cutting-edge technology to optimize every aspect of production. Climate-controlled breeding facilities maintain precise temperature and humidity levels, while automated feeding systems ensure consistent nutrition delivery. Water filtration systems that would rival those found in the finest aquariums keep enclosures pristine, and veterinary protocols developed specifically for crocodilians ensure the health and welfare of these remarkable animals. The economic impact extends far beyond the farm gates, supporting leather processing facilities, meat packaging plants, and countless jobs in rural communities that desperately need economic diversification. For regions with suitable climates, crocodile farming offers an opportunity to generate substantial income from relatively small land areas, making it an attractive option for farmers looking to maximize their return on investment. The breeding phase of crocodile farming begins with understanding the complex reproductive cycles of these ancient creatures. Unlike mammals that can breed year-round, crocodiles are seasonal breeders, with timing varying by species and geographic location. In the Northern Hemisphere, American alligators typically begin their breeding season in late spring, while saltwater crocodiles in Australia start their courtship rituals during the wet season. The process begins months before actual mating, as farmers carefully monitor water temperatures, daylight hours, and seasonal changes that trigger the animal's natural breeding instincts. Male crocodiles become territorial and vocal during breeding season, producing deep bellowing calls that can be heard for miles, while females begin seeking suitable nesting sites. Farmers must provide appropriate breeding environments that mimic natural conditions, including shallow water areas for courtship, deeper pools for mating, and elevated dry areas where females can construct their nests. The construction of crocodile nests is a marvel of natural engineering that farmers have learned to appreciate and accommodate. Female crocodiles are incredibly selective about their nesting sites, often spending weeks investigating potential locations before making their choice. They prefer areas with loose, organic material that provides insulation and allows for proper gas exchange as the eggs develop. In farming operations, specialized nesting areas are prepared with mixtures of sand, peat, and organic matter that maintain the precise conditions required for successful incubation. The female uses her powerful tail and claws to excavate a depression, then carefully arranges the nesting material to create a mound that will serve as both incubator and fortress for her precious eggs. The temperature within these nests is critical, as it not only affects the survival rate of the eggs but also determines the sex of the hatchlings. Temperatures between 86 and 93 degrees Fahrenheit produce females, while temperatures above and below this range result in males. Once the eggs are laid, the female's maternal instincts kick into high gear. She covers the eggs with additional nesting material and begins a vigilant guard that will last for the entire incubation period. This presents unique challenges for farmers, as approaching the nest too closely can trigger aggressive defensive behavior from the protective mother. Experienced crocodile farmers have developed techniques for monitoring nests without disturbing the female, using remote cameras and temperature probes to track the development of the eggs. The incubation period varies by species but typically ranges from 65 to 90 days, during which the female rarely leaves the nest area. She regulates the temperature by adding or removing nesting material, and even carries water in her mouth to dampen the nest during particularly hot periods. This level of maternal care is extraordinary in the reptile world and demonstrates the complex behavioral patterns that make crocodiles such fascinating subjects for agricultural production. The hatching process is a carefully orchestrated event that showcases the remarkable bond between mother and offspring. As the incubation period nears its end, the developing crocodiles begin making chirping sounds from within their eggs, a signal that alerts the mother to begin excavating the nest. She carefully removes the covering material with her massive jaws, revealing the leathery white eggs beneath. The hatchlings continue their vocalizations, which help coordinate their emergence and maintain contact with their mother. Using a specialized egg tooth, the baby crocodiles break through their shells and emerge as perfect miniatures of their parents, complete with razor-sharp teeth and the instinctive behaviors that have served their species for millions of years. The mother gently picks up the hatchlings in her mouth and carries them to nearby water, where they will spend their first weeks of life under her watchful protection. The early weeks of a crocodile's life are crucial for survival, and farmers must carefully balance the natural behaviors of the mother with the practical needs of commercial production. In the wild, crocodile mothers provide protection and guidance for their young for up to 2 years, teaching them hunting techniques and helping them avoid predators. In farming operations, this natural care is invaluable, as mother-raised hatchlings have higher survival rates and better growth performance than those raised in artificial environments. However, farmers must also ensure that the hatchlings receive proper nutrition and veterinary care, which sometimes requires intervention that can stress both mother and offspring. The solution lies in creating environments that allow natural behaviors to continue while providing opportunities for monitoring and care when necessary. As the young crocodiles grow, their nutritional needs become increasingly complex and demanding. Hatchlings begin life feeding on insects, small fish, and crustaceans, gradually transitioning to larger prey as they develop. In commercial operations, this natural diet is replaced with carefully formulated feeds that provide optimal nutrition for rapid, healthy growth. The feed consists primarily of high-quality proteins from fish meal, poultry byproducts, and specially processed meat sources, supplemented with vitamins and minerals, essential for proper bone development and immune function. Feeding schedules are precisely timed to maximize growth rates while maintaining the health and welfare of the animals. Young crocodiles are fed daily, with the frequency decreasing as they mature and their metabolic rates slow. The housing systems for growing crocodiles represent some of the most innovative enclosure designs in modern agriculture. Each growth stage requires different environmental conditions, from the shallow nursery pools used for hatchlings to the large, deep enclosures that house mature breeding stock. The enclosures are designed with multiple zones that allow the animals to thermoregulate by moving between water and basking areas. Sophisticated filtration systems maintain water quality that meets or exceeds standards for human consumption, while heating and cooling systems ensure optimal temperatures year-round. The design must also account for the incredible strength and intelligence of these animals, as crocodiles are notorious escape artists, capable of climbing vertical walls and breaking through barriers that would contain most other livestock. Growth monitoring in crocodile farming requires specialized techniques adapted to the unique physiology of these reptiles. Unlike warm-blooded animals that maintain consistent growth rates, crocodiles are ectothermic, meaning their growth is heavily influenced by environmental temperature. During cooler months, their metabolism slows dramatically, and growth virtually stops, while warmer temperatures accelerate both metabolism and growth rates. Farmers must carefully track individual animals, measuring length, weight, and body condition to ensure optimal development. This monitoring becomes increasingly challenging as the animals grow larger and more potentially dangerous to handle. Specialized equipment, including hydraulic restraint systems and protective gear, allows farmers to safely conduct routine health checks and measurements without endangering themselves or stressing the animals unnecessarily. The health management protocols for crocodile farms are as sophisticated as those found in any agricultural operation, adapted to address the unique needs of these ancient predators. Preventive medicine plays a crucial role, with vaccination programs protecting against common diseases and parasites that can devastate crocodile populations. Water quality management is particularly critical, as poor conditions can lead to bacterial infections, skin problems, and stress-related health issues. Veterinarians specializing in crocodilian medicine work closely with farmers to develop comprehensive health programs that include regular examinations, nutritional assessments, and environmental monitoring. The challenge lies in treating animals that are both incredibly resilient and potentially dangerous, requiring specialized knowledge and equipment that few veterinary practices possess. When crocodiles reach market size, typically after 2 to 3 years of careful husbandry, the harvesting process begins with meticulous planning and preparation. Transportation of live crocodiles requires specialized equipment and expertise, as these animals can be extremely dangerous when stressed or confined. Custom-built transport containers provide secure, temperature-controlled environments that minimize stress during the journey to processing facilities. The containers are designed with multiple safety features, including reinforced walls, secure locking mechanisms, and drainage systems that prevent water accumulation. Each animal is carefully evaluated before transport to ensure it meets quality standards and is in optimal health for processing. The logistics of moving hundreds or thousands of crocodiles safely requires coordination between farms, transport companies, and processing facilities that rivals the complexity of any agricultural supply chain. The processing facilities themselves are marvels of engineering designed to handle one of nature's most formidable predators safely and efficiently. These specialized plants combine elements of traditional meat processing with unique requirements for handling dangerous reptiles. Worker safety is paramount, with extensive training programs, protective equipment, and emergency protocols that ensure everyone goes home safely at the end of each shift. The facilities are designed with multiple containment systems, specialized restraint equipment, and processing lines that can accommodate the varying sizes and species of crocodiles from different farms. Environmental controls maintain optimal conditions for both worker comfort and product quality, while waste management systems ensure that every part of the animal is utilized efficiently. The initial processing steps require precision and expertise that takes years to develop. Skilled workers begin by humanely dispatching the animals using methods approved by veterinary and animal welfare organizations. The process is designed to be swift and stress-free, respecting both the animal and the workers involved. Once dispatched, the crocodiles are moved to specialized processing stations where the valuable hide is carefully removed. This is perhaps the most critical step in the entire operation, as the quality of the hide removal directly impacts the value of the final leather product. Expert skinners use specialized knives and techniques passed down through generations, making precise cuts that preserve the integrity of the hide while efficiently separating it from the carcass. The hide removal process reveals the incredible craftsmanship involved in crocodile leather production. Each hide is unique, with distinctive scale patterns and sizes that determine their ultimate use in luxury goods manufacturing. The largest, most perfect hides are reserved for high-end handbags and shoes, while smaller or less perfect pieces are used for belts, watch straps, and other accessories. The removal process must be completed quickly to prevent deterioration, requiring teams of skilled workers who can process dozens of animals per hour while maintaining the exacting quality standards demanded by luxury leather markets. The precision required is remarkable, as a single misplaced cut can reduce the value of a hide by hundreds of dollars. Simultaneously, the meat processing operation extracts every ounce of value from the carcass. Crocodile meat is prized for its unique flavor profile, described as a cross between chicken and fish, with a texture that appeals to adventurous diners and gourmet chefs alike. Different cuts command different prices, with the tail meat being the most valuable due to its tender texture and mild flavor. The processing teams work with surgical precision, separating the various cuts and preparing them for different market segments. Some meat is sold fresh to high-end restaurants, while other portions are processed into specialty products like sausages, jerky, and canned goods that extend shelf life and broaden market appeal. The transformation of raw crocodile hides into luxury leather represents one of the most sophisticated processes in the entire industry. The hides are first preserved with salt to prevent decomposition, then carefully graded based on size, scale pattern, and quality. Each hide is photographed and cataloged, creating a detailed record that follows it through the entire tanning process. The tanning itself is a complex chemical process that can take several weeks, involving multiple stages of soaking, chemical treatment, and mechanical processing that transforms the raw hide into supple, durable leather. Master tanners adjust their techniques based on the specific characteristics of each hide, ensuring that the final product meets the exacting standards of luxury goods manufacturers. The grading and sorting of finished leather requires an expert eye that can evaluate dozens of factors affecting quality and value. Inspectors examine each hide for flaws, measure scale patterns, and assess the overall appearance that will determine its final use. The most perfect hides, free from scars or blemishes, and featuring uniform scale patterns, are designated for the highest-end applications and can sell for thousands of dollars per hide. Even hides with minor imperfections have value, as skilled craftsmen can work around flaws to create beautiful products that meet the demands of different market segments. The sorting process ensures that each hide finds its optimal use, maximizing the value extracted from every animal processed. The final products emerging from crocodile farming operations represent the pinnacle of luxury goods manufacturing. Crocodile leather handbags from prestigious fashion houses can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, while crocodile meat appears on the menus of the world's finest restaurants at premium prices. The leather's unique properties, including its incredible durability, distinctive scale pattern, and natural water resistance, make it highly sought after for luxury goods ranging from shoes and belts to watch straps and furniture upholstery. The meat market, while smaller than the leather market, commands premium prices from restaurants and specialty food retailers catering to customers seeking unique culinary experiences. The packaging and distribution of crocodile products requires specialized knowledge and handling to maintain quality from farm to consumer. Leather products are carefully wrapped and stored in climate-controlled environments to prevent cracking or deterioration, while meat products are processed and packaged using state-of-the-art facilities that ensure food safety and extend shelf life. Quality certifications and traceability systems allow consumers to verify the origin and production methods of their purchases, supporting the sustainable farming practices that make the industry possible. The distribution networks span the globe, connecting farms in rural areas with luxury retailers in major metropolitan centers, creating economic opportunities that extend far beyond the farm gates. The journey from ancient predator to luxury product represents one of agriculture's most remarkable success stories, demonstrating how innovation, expertise, and respect for animal welfare can create sustainable industries that benefit farmers, consumers, and conservation efforts alike. The millions of crocodiles raised on farms around the world represent not just economic opportunity, but a testament to humanity's ability to work with nature rather than against it. These operations provide livelihoods for thousands of people while contributing to the conservation of wild crocodile populations through breeding programs and habitat preservation efforts. The industry continues to evolve, with new technologies and techniques constantly improving efficiency and animal welfare, ensuring that this ancient partnership between humans and crocodiles will continue to thrive for generations to come. As we explore the diverse world of agricultural innovation, we discover that success often comes from unexpected places, and the principles that make crocodile farming successful can be applied to many other agricultural ventures that are transforming rural economies and creating new opportunities for farmers willing to embrace innovation and sustainable practices. While crocodiles represent the pinnacle of specialized agricultural production, there exists another animal that has quietly revolutionized rural economies across the globe through sheer versatility and adaptability. From the rugged mountains of Afghanistan to the rolling hills of Tennessee, from the arid landscapes of Kenya to the pastoral fields of New Zealand, goats have become the backbone of agricultural prosperity for millions of farming families. These remarkable animals, often called the poor man's cow, produce more protein per acre than cattle, require less water than sheep, and can thrive in environments where other livestock would simply perish. The global goat population has exploded to over 1 billion animals, generating more than $15 billion annually in meat, milk, and fiber products that sustain communities and create wealth in regions where few other agricultural opportunities exist. What makes goats truly extraordinary is their ability to transform marginal land and limited resources into valuable products that feed families, generate income, and build sustainable livelihoods that can lift entire communities out of poverty. The goat industry spans every continent except Antarctica, with each region developing specialized approaches that maximize the unique advantages these animals provide. In Africa, where over 60% of the world's goats reside, smallholder farmers rely on goats as living savings accounts that can be sold during emergencies or used to purchase essential goods. The Middle East and Asia have perfected goat milk production systems that supply millions of people with nutritious dairy products, while countries like Australia and the United States have developed sophisticated meat goat operations that rival traditional livestock industries in profitability and efficiency. What distinguishes goat farming from other agricultural enterprises is its accessibility to farmers with limited resources, as goats can be raised successfully on small plots of land with minimal infrastructure investment. A single breeding pair can multiply into a substantial herd within a few years, providing a pathway to agricultural prosperity that requires more knowledge and dedication than capital investment. The economic impact of goat farming extends far beyond the animals themselves, creating ripple effects that transform entire rural economies. Goat meat, known as chivan in formal markets, is the most widely consumed meat in the world, preferred by billions of people for its lean profile, distinctive flavor, and cultural significance. In the United States alone, the demand for goat meat has grown by over 300% in the past 2 decades, driven by increasing immigrant populations and health-conscious consumers seeking alternatives to traditional red meat. Goat milk commands premium prices due to its digestibility and nutritional profile, often selling for 3 to 4 times the price of cow's milk at retail. The fiber industry, dominated by cashmere and mohair production, generates hundreds of millions of dollars annually for farmers who can successfully raise Angora and cashmere goats in suitable climates. Modern goat farming has evolved from subsistence agriculture into sophisticated production systems that rival any livestock operation in their attention to genetics, nutrition, and management practices. Large commercial operations now milk thousands of goats using automated parlor systems, while meat goat ranches manage herds that number in the tens of thousands across vast rangeland operations. These modern facilities employ cutting-edge technology, including automated feeding systems, climate-controlled housing, and genetic testing programs that ensure optimal performance and profitability. The transformation has been remarkable, as an industry once characterized by small backyard operations has developed into a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise that combines traditional animal husbandry knowledge with the latest agricultural innovations. The breeding programs that form the foundation of successful goat operations represent some of the most advanced genetic work in modern agriculture. Unlike cattle or sheep, goats offer incredible diversity in size, productivity, and specialized traits that can be selected for specific production goals. Dairy goat breeding focuses on milk production, butterfat content, and extended lactation periods, with top-performing animals producing over a gallon of milk daily for 10 months or more each year. Meat goat breeding emphasizes rapid growth rates, muscling, and reproductive efficiency, with some breeds capable of producing multiple offspring twice per year. The breeding season varies by location and breed, but most goats are seasonal breeders, coming into heat during the fall months when decreasing daylight triggers their reproductive cycles. The courtship and mating behaviors of goats provide endless entertainment for farmers while serving critical functions in herd management and genetic improvement. Buck goats, or males, undergo dramatic physical and behavioral changes during breeding season, developing strong odors, vocal behaviors, and aggressive territoriality that can be challenging to manage but essential for successful reproduction. The distinctive musky scent that bucks produce during rut serves as a powerful attractant for females and can be detected from considerable distances. Does, or female goats, exhibit clear signs of estrus including tail flagging, vocal calls, and mounting behavior that experienced farmers learn to recognize in time for optimal breeding success. The gestation period of approximately 150 days means that fall breeding results in spring births, perfectly timed to take advantage of improving weather and pasture conditions. The kidding process showcases the remarkable resilience and maternal instincts that make goats such successful agricultural animals. Most does give birth to twins or triplets, with some prolific breeds regularly producing quadruplets or even quintuplets in a single birthing. The birth process is typically quick and uncomplicated, with experienced does often delivering their offspring without human intervention. However, commercial operations maintain careful surveillance during kidding season, as prompt assistance can prevent losses and ensure healthy outcomes for both mothers and babies. The newborn kids are precocial, meaning they are born with their eyes open and able to stand and nurse within minutes of birth, a survival adaptation that has served wild goats well in harsh mountain environments. The first few weeks of a kid's life are crucial for long-term success, requiring careful attention to nutrition, health, and environmental conditions. Kids depend entirely on their mother's milk for the first several weeks, making the doe's nutritional status and milk production critical factors in early growth and development. Commercial dairy operations often separate kids from their mothers within days of birth, allowing all milk to be directed toward human consumption while feeding kids with milk replacer or pasteurized goat milk. Meat operations typically allow natural nursing, as the additional growth provided by mother's milk results in heavier weaning weights and improved profitability. The choice between natural and artificial rearing systems depends on production goals, labor availability, and management preferences that vary widely between operations. The feeding and nutrition programs for growing goats demonstrate the animal's remarkable efficiency in converting low-quality feedstuffs into valuable protein products. Goats are natural browsers, preferring to eat leaves, bark, and woody plants rather than grass, making them ideal for clearing overgrown land and managing invasive plant species. This browsing behavior allows goats to thrive on marginal land that cannot support other livestock, converting otherwise worthless vegetation into valuable meat and milk. In commercial operations, goats receive carefully balanced rations that maximize growth rates and milk production while maintaining health and reproductive performance. The feeding programs are typically based on high-quality hay, supplemented with grains, protein sources, and mineral supplements that ensure optimal nutrition throughout all stages of production. The housing systems for goats must balance the animal's need for shelter and protection with their natural behaviors and social structures. Goats are highly social animals that prefer to live in groups, requiring facilities that accommodate their hierarchical social order, while preventing aggressive behaviors that can result in injuries. The housing must provide protection from weather extremes while maintaining adequate ventilation to prevent respiratory problems common in poorly ventilated barns. Goats are excellent climbers and jumpers, necessitating fencing and facility designs that can contain animals capable of scaling vertical walls and leaping over barriers that would stop most other livestock. The facilities must also accommodate milking operations, breeding activities, and health management procedures that require regular handling of the animals. The milking process in commercial goat dairies represents a perfect blend of traditional animal husbandry and modern agricultural technology. Goat milk parlors utilize the same automated systems found in cattle dairies, scaled down to accommodate the smaller size and different behavior patterns of goats. The milking routine requires establishing consistent schedules and procedures that goats learn to anticipate and follow, as these intelligent animals thrive on routine and can become stressed by unpredictable changes in their environment. The milk collection and cooling systems must meet the same food safety standards required for all dairy products, with additional considerations for the unique properties of goat milk that can affect processing and storage requirements. The processing of goat milk into various dairy products reveals the versatility and market potential of this ancient food source. Fresh goat milk commands premium prices in health food stores and specialty markets, appealing to consumers who cannot tolerate cow's milk or prefer its distinctive flavor profile. Goat cheese production has become a thriving artisanal industry, with small-scale producers creating unique products that sell for substantially higher prices than mass-produced alternatives. The cheese-making process takes advantage of goat milk's unique protein structure, which creates different textures and flavors compared to cheeses made from cow's milk. From soft, spreadable cheeses to aged, hard varieties, goat cheese offers endless possibilities for value-added processing that can dramatically increase the profitability of milk production. The meat goat industry operates on fundamentally different principles than dairy production, focusing on maximizing growth rates and carcass quality rather than milk production. Meat goats are typically raised in extensive grazing systems that allow them to express natural browsing behaviors while converting rangeland vegetation into valuable protein. The animals are usually marketed at weights between 60 and 100 pounds, depending on breed and market requirements, with the timing of sales coordinated to match seasonal demand patterns. Holiday seasons, particularly those celebrated by immigrant communities, create peak demand periods that can result in premium prices for farmers who plan their production cycles accordingly. The processing of goat meat requires specialized knowledge and facilities adapted to the unique characteristics of goat carcasses. Unlike cattle or pork processing, goat processing is typically done in smaller, specialized facilities that can accommodate the seasonal nature of goat meat demand and the specific requirements of ethnic markets. The processing must maintain strict halal or other religious requirements that govern how many consumers prefer their goat meat to be prepared. The different cuts of goat meat each have specific uses and values, with some cuts preferred for slow cooking methods that tenderize the lean meat, while others are ideal for grilling or roasting applications that preserve the meat's distinctive flavor. The marketing and distribution of goat products presents unique challenges and opportunities that require understanding diverse consumer preferences and cultural traditions. Goat meat marketing must navigate complex ethnic market channels, while also developing mainstream consumer acceptance through restaurants and specialty retailers. The seasonal nature of demand requires careful planning and storage capabilities that can hold products during low demand periods for sale during peak seasons. Direct marketing opportunities abound for farmers willing to develop relationships with consumers, as many goat products command premium prices when sold directly from the farm through farmers' markets, online sales, or on-farm retail operations. The fiber industry represents another dimension of goat production that can provide additional income streams for farmers with suitable animals and climates. Angora goats produce mohair, a lustrous fiber prized for its strength, dyeability, and unique properties that make it valuable for high-end textiles. Cashmere goats produce the ultra-fine undercoat that becomes cashmere fiber, one of the most expensive natural fibers in the world. The production of these specialty fibers requires specific genetic lines, careful nutritional management, and precise shearing techniques that preserve fiber quality and maximize value. The fiber markets are specialized and require developing relationships with processors and buyers who understand the unique properties and applications of goat fibers. The health management protocols for goat operations must address the unique challenges and vulnerabilities that affect these animals. Goats are susceptible to internal parasites that can devastate herds if not properly managed, requiring sophisticated parasite control programs that may include pasture rotation, selective breeding for resistance, and strategic use of dewormers. Foot problems are common in goats kept in wet conditions, necessitating regular hoof trimming and dry housing areas that prevent the development of foot rot and other hoof ailments. Nutritional disorders, particularly those related to copper deficiency and pregnancy toxemia, require careful monitoring and prevention programs that ensure optimal health and productivity. The economic analysis of goat farming reveals impressive returns on investment for well-managed operations, particularly when compared to other livestock enterprises. The relatively low startup costs, combined with the ability to generate multiple income streams from a single animal, create opportunities for profitable operations on small acreages. A single doe can produce milk worth several $100s annually, while also producing offspring that can be sold for meat or kept for herd expansion. The rapid reproductive rate means that herds can expand quickly, allowing farmers to scale their operations based on market opportunities and available resources. The diverse product streams provide risk management benefits, as farmers can adjust their production focus based on changing market conditions and consumer demand. The global trade in goat products continues to expand as international markets recognize the quality and unique characteristics of products from different regions. Live goat exports generate substantial revenue for countries with suitable climates and production systems, while processed products like cheese and meat find growing markets in developed countries with large immigrant populations. The development of international quality standards and certification programs ensures that goat products can compete effectively in global markets while maintaining the traditional characteristics that make them unique and valuable. The sustainability aspects of goat farming align perfectly with modern consumer preferences for environmentally responsible agriculture. Goats can improve marginal land through their browsing behavior, controlling invasive species, and reducing fire hazards in areas prone to wildfires. Their efficient feed conversion and ability to thrive on vegetation that other animals cannot utilize makes them an environmentally friendly choice for protein production. The smaller carbon footprint of goat production compared to cattle, combined with their ability to utilize land unsuitable for crop production, positions goat farming as a sustainable agricultural option that can help meet growing global protein needs while preserving environmental resources. The future of goat farming looks extraordinarily promising as global population growth increases demand for protein while climate change and environmental concerns favor livestock species that can adapt to challenging conditions and utilize marginal resources efficiently. These remarkable animals continue to demonstrate that agricultural success often comes from working with nature's designs rather than against them, proving that sometimes the most profitable path forward lies not in the newest technology or largest scale, but in the wisdom of choosing the right animal for the right environment and market opportunity. The principles of adaptability, efficiency, and diverse production streams that make goat farming successful provide valuable lessons that extend far beyond livestock production, offering insights into sustainable agriculture practices that can transform rural economies while feeding a growing world population. The lessons learned from crocodile sophistication and goat adaptability converge in perhaps the most revolutionary agricultural innovation of our time, where ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge technology to solve one of humanity's greatest challenges. In climate-controlled greenhouses across the world, fish swim in crystal-clear tanks, while lettuce, tomatoes, and herbs grow in soil-free systems above them, creating a symbiotic relationship that produces both protein and vegetables using 90% less water than traditional farming methods. This is aquaponics, a farming revolution that transforms waste into resources, challenges into opportunities, and dreams of sustainable food production into profitable reality. From abandoned warehouses in Detroit to high-tech facilities in Singapore, from backyard systems in Arizona to commercial operations in the Netherlands, aquaponics represents a fundamental shift in how we think about food production, resource utilization, and the interconnected nature of sustainable agriculture. The numbers are staggering. A single aquaponics system can produce the same amount of food as traditional farming while using less than 1/10 the water, no soil, no pesticides, and no fertilizers, all while generating two distinct income streams from fish and vegetables that can be harvested year-round, regardless of climate or season. The global aquaponics industry has exploded from a few experimental systems to a multi-billion-dollar sector that attracts investment from technology companies, agricultural giants, and venture capital firms seeking the next breakthrough in sustainable food production. Countries facing water scarcity, land limitations, or climate challenges have embraced aquaponics as a pathway to food security and agricultural independence. Singapore, with virtually no farmland and extreme water limitations, has invested hundreds of millions of dollars in vertical aquaponics facilities that produce fresh vegetables and fish for their population of nearly 6 million people. The United States has seen aquaponics operations spring up in every state, from small family operations generating supplemental income to massive commercial facilities producing millions of pounds of food annually. What makes aquaponics particularly compelling is its scalability, as the same principles that work in a backyard greenhouse can be applied to warehouse-sized operations that feed thousands of people while generating substantial profits for their operators. The environmental advantages of aquaponics address multiple global challenges simultaneously, making it one of the most sustainable forms of agriculture ever developed. Traditional agriculture consumes 70% of the world's freshwater supply, while aquaponics recirculates the same water continuously, losing only what evaporates or is absorbed by plants. The elimination of soil prevents erosion, nutrient runoff, and the environmental degradation associated with intensive farming practices. The absence of pesticides and fertilizers protects groundwater and eliminates the chemical residues that concern health-conscious consumers. Perhaps most importantly, aquaponics can produce food locally, reducing transportation costs and carbon emissions while providing communities with fresh, nutritious food grown within their own borders. The year-round production capability means that seasonal fluctuations and weather-related crop failures become irrelevant, providing food security that traditional agriculture cannot match. The magic of aquaponics lies in understanding and harnessing the nitrogen cycle, a natural process that has sustained life on Earth for millions of years. Fish produce ammonia as a waste product through their gills and excrement, creating what would normally be a toxic buildup in closed aquaculture systems. In aquaponics, this waste becomes the foundation of plant nutrition through a carefully managed biological process that converts ammonia into nitrites and then into nitrates that plants can readily absorb. Beneficial bacteria colonies, established in specialized biofilter media, perform these conversions while also maintaining water quality that keeps fish healthy and thriving. The plants act as living water filters, removing the nitrates and other nutrients from the water before it returns to the fish tanks, creating a closed-loop system that continuously cleans and purifies itself while producing food. The selection of fish species for aquaponics operations requires balancing multiple factors including growth rates, market value, temperature tolerance, and compatibility with plant production systems. Tilapia has become the most popular choice for aquaponics due to its rapid growth, tolerance for varying water conditions, and mild flavor that appeals to diverse consumer preferences. These hardy fish can reach market size in 6 to 9 months while thriving in the same water temperatures that optimize plant growth. Trout operations have gained popularity in cooler climates, producing premium fish that command higher market prices while requiring cooler water temperatures that suit different vegetable varieties. Catfish, bass, and even exotic species like sturgeon have found success in specialized aquaponics operations that cater to specific market niches and regional preferences. The breeding and reproduction cycles in aquaponics operations showcase the incredible potential for sustainable fish production without the environmental impacts of traditional aquaculture. Most aquaponics operations purchase fingerlings from specialized hatcheries, allowing them to focus on grow-out production rather than the complex process of fish breeding. However, some larger operations have developed their own breeding programs, creating closed-loop systems that produce their own fish stock while maintaining genetic diversity and disease prevention protocols. The breeding process requires separate tanks with specific temperature and water quality parameters that encourage spawning behavior, followed by nursery systems that protect and nurture the developing fry until they are large enough to enter the main production systems. The early life stages of fish in aquaponics require intensive management and specialized nutrition programs that ensure healthy development and optimal growth rates. Newly hatched fry are extremely vulnerable to water quality fluctuations and require frequent feeding with specially formulated starter feeds that provide essential nutrients in easily digestible forms. The nursery systems must maintain pristine water conditions while providing appropriate shelter and environmental enrichment that reduces stress and promotes natural behaviors. As the fish grow, they are gradually transitioned to larger tanks with different feeding schedules and nutritional programs that maximize growth while maintaining the water quality necessary for plant production. The feeding programs for aquaponics fish require careful balance between providing optimal nutrition for fish growth and maintaining water quality that supports plant production. High-quality commercial fish feeds provide the protein, fats, vitamins, and minerals necessary for rapid growth, while minimizing waste production that could overwhelm the biological filtration systems. The feeding schedules are precisely timed to maximize feed conversion efficiency, with most operations feeding multiple small meals throughout the day rather than single large feedings that can spike ammonia levels and stress the biological filters. Feed management becomes particularly critical in commercial operations where tons of feed are consumed daily, requiring automated feeding systems and sophisticated monitoring that ensures consistent nutrition delivery while preventing overfeeding that wastes money and degrades water quality. The plant production side of aquaponics operations demonstrates the incredible potential for soil-free agriculture that produces consistently high yields of premium quality vegetables and herbs. The plants grow in various soilless media, including expanded clay pebbles, coconut coir, and perlite that provide root support while allowing nutrient-rich water to flow freely around the root systems. The constant supply of nutrients from fish waste, combined with precise environmental control, allows plants to grow faster and larger than they would in traditional soil-based systems. Leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, and kale thrive in aquaponics, often reaching harvest size in half the time required for field production, while maintaining superior nutritional content and appearance. The diversity of crops possible in aquaponics systems continues to expand as growers experiment with different species and develop specialized growing techniques. Herbs command premium prices and grow exceptionally well in aquaponics, with basil, cilantro, and parsley producing continuous harvests that can be sold to restaurants and specialty markets. Fruiting plants like tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers require more sophisticated support systems and nutrient management, but can produce exceptional yields in properly designed aquaponics operations. Some innovative growers have successfully produced strawberries, melons, and even dwarf fruit trees in large-scale aquaponics facilities, demonstrating the versatility and potential of these systems for diverse crop production. The harvesting process in aquaponics operations requires coordination between fish and plant production cycles to maximize efficiency and profitability. Fish are typically harvested at specific sizes that match market demands, with most food fish reaching market size between 6 months and 2 years, depending on species and target weight. The harvesting process requires temporary housing systems that allow for sorting, grading, and processing without disrupting the ongoing production cycles. Live fish sales often command premium prices but require specialized transport and handling systems that maintain fish quality during delivery to markets or restaurants. The processing of aquaponics fish follows the same food safety standards required for all commercial fish production, with additional advantages from the controlled environment and pristine water quality maintained in these systems. The fish are typically processed in specialized facilities that can handle the volumes and species produced by aquaponics operations, while maintaining the traceability and quality standards that allow premium pricing. The processing yields both food products and valuable byproducts, including fish meal and bone meal that can be sold to pet food manufacturers or used as organic fertilizers in other agricultural operations. The plant harvesting in aquaponics operations can occur continuously throughout the year, providing steady cash flow and consistent product availability that traditional seasonal farming cannot match. Leafy greens are typically harvested by cutting the entire plant, allowing for immediate packaging and sales, while making room for new plantings. The harvest scheduling can be coordinated with market demands, ensuring that products reach consumers at peak freshness, while maximizing prices through timing and quality consistency. Some operations have developed relationships with restaurants and grocery stores that guarantee purchases of specific quantities and varieties, providing predictable income streams that support business planning and expansion. The value-added processing of aquaponics produce creates opportunities for premium pricing and market differentiation that can dramatically improve profitability. Fresh herbs can be processed into pestos, oils, and dried seasonings that command much higher prices than fresh sales, while extending shelf life and expanding market reach. Vegetables can be processed into salads, prepared foods, and frozen products that reach different consumer segments and provide year-round sales opportunities. The controlled growing environment and absence of pesticides make aquaponics produce ideal for organic certification and premium branding that appeals to health-conscious consumers willing to pay higher prices for superior quality. The packaging and distribution of aquaponics products requires specialized handling that preserves the superior quality and extends the shelf life of these premium products. The vegetables are typically harvested with roots intact, allowing them to continue taking up water and nutrients during storage and transport, resulting in longer shelf life and better appearance compared to conventionally grown produce. The packaging must protect delicate items while allowing for proper air circulation and temperature control that maintains quality during distribution. Many aquaponics operations have developed direct-to-consumer sales channels, including farmers markets, community-supported agriculture programs, and online sales that capture more value while building relationships with customers who appreciate the sustainable production methods. The technology integration in modern aquaponics operations represents the cutting edge of agricultural automation and precision farming techniques. Automated monitoring systems track water quality parameters including pH, dissolved oxygen, ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates, providing real-time data that allows operators to maintain optimal conditions for both fish and plants. Environmental control systems manage temperature, humidity, and lighting to create perfect growing conditions year-round while minimizing energy consumption through sophisticated sensors and control algorithms. Feeding systems can be programmed to deliver precise amounts of feed at optimal times while monitoring fish behavior and appetite to prevent overfeeding and waste. The economic analysis of aquaponics operations reveals impressive potential returns on investment for well-designed and managed systems, particularly when compared to traditional farming methods on a per-square-foot basis. The dual income streams from fish and vegetable sales provide risk management benefits and higher total revenues than single-crop operations. The year-round production capability means that cash flow continues throughout the year, rather than being concentrated in specific harvest seasons. The premium prices commanded by aquaponics products, combined with the high yields possible in controlled environments, can generate revenues per square foot that far exceed traditional farming while using substantially less water and no soil. The scalability of aquaponics systems allows operators to start small and expand based on market success and available capital, making it accessible to entrepreneurs with limited resources while also supporting large-scale commercial operations. Small backyard systems can generate supplemental income for families while providing fresh food and educational opportunities. Commercial operations can be designed to supply entire communities with fresh fish and vegetables while generating substantial profits for their operators. The modular nature of most aquaponics designs allows for incremental expansion that matches market development and available resources. The research and development continuing in aquaponics addresses remaining challenges while expanding the potential applications and efficiency of these systems. Universities and private companies are developing new fish species combinations, improved biological filtration systems, and automated management technologies that reduce labor requirements while improving productivity. Energy efficiency improvements focus on LED lighting systems, heat recovery, and renewable energy integration that reduces operating costs while minimizing environmental impact. Nutrient optimization research seeks to maximize plant production while maintaining optimal fish health through precise control of feeding and biological processes. The global expansion of aquaponics continues to accelerate as countries recognize the potential for food security and agricultural development that these systems provide. Developing nations with limited water resources and challenging climates have embraced aquaponics as a pathway to agricultural independence and improved nutrition for their populations. International development organizations support aquaponics projects as sustainable solutions that address food security while providing economic opportunities for rural communities. The technology transfer and knowledge sharing that characterizes the aquaponics community ensures that innovations and improvements developed in one location quickly spread to operations worldwide. The future of aquaponics appears unlimited as population growth, climate change, and resource scarcity drive demand for sustainable food production methods that can operate independently of traditional agricultural limitations. These remarkable systems demonstrate that the most powerful agricultural innovations often come from observing and harnessing natural processes rather than fighting against them, proving that sustainable agriculture can be more productive, more profitable, and more resilient than conventional methods. The convergence of aquaculture and agriculture in aquaponics represents a fundamental shift toward integrated systems thinking that maximizes resource efficiency while minimizing environmental impact, offering hope that humanity can feed a growing population while preserving the natural resources that sustain all life. As we continue to explore and develop these revolutionary farming methods, we discover that the future of agriculture lies not in choosing between production and sustainability, but in creating systems that achieve both simultaneously through the wisdom of working with nature's own designs and the power of human innovation to transform challenges into opportunities. If you found this exploration of modern agricultural innovation inspiring, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth looks at the farming techniques and technologies that are transforming how we produce food. Hit that notification bell to stay updated on the latest developments in sustainable agriculture, and share this video with anyone who's curious about the future of farming. The agricultural revolution is happening right now, and these innovations represent just the beginning of what's possible when we combine traditional wisdom with modern technology to create farming systems that work with nature rather than against it.